Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, we've adjourned closed session. I'm going to reconvene into open session. Just a reminder, per Board Bylaw 9324, this meeting is being recorded and will be broadcasted. Can we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, report from closed session. Mr. Uchida, do you want to start us off with our report, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. I got a couple. I move to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case number 2324-01 to Central Coast High School for the 2025-25 school year.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second that.
All right, have a second. Any discussion from the board? No? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, my second one is I move to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case number 2425-05 for the 25-26 school year to Central Coast High School.
I'll second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Motion from Trustee Uchida, second from, I believe that was Offsettle. Trustee Offsettle. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. I move not to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case number 2223-13 for the 2026-2027 school year.
Okay, have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, have a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
All right. I move not to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case number 2324-08.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Last one is I move not to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case number 2425-01 for the 2026-2027 school year and recommend that he continue his placement at Central Coast High School until December of 2026.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. And to continue with our closed session, the board in closed session voted 5-0 to uphold the retention denial for student 59968. Also, a majority of the board voted 5-0, basically, the board for the unanimous for those present, to approve compromise agreement with parents of student to resolve potential claims against the district in exchange for funding amount not to exceed $55,000 for the student's private placement and services through the 27-28 school year and related attorney fees. Okay, and next one, I move not to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case 2526-02 for the first semester of the 26-27 school year and recommend that he continue placement at Educational Options Program.
I'll second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Next, I move not to approve the readmission of the student in expulsion case 2526-03 for the first semester of the 26-27 school year and recommend he continue placement at Community Day School until the end of the 25-26 school year and be allowed to enroll at Marina High School for the 26-27 school year.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. I move to approve that student in expulsion case 2526-07 be expelled by a stipulated expulsion agreement through and including March 2nd, 2027. Is there a second? Okay. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. That concludes our closed session report. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to move to high school student representative reports, and how about we start with Monterey High School?
Is it on? Oh, okay.
There it is.
Good evening, Superintendent Diffenbaugh, Board President Jennings, and esteemed board members. The followings are the happenings at Monterey High School. Spring break was a great opportunity to recharge and get ready for the final quarter of the year. Seniors are anxiously awaiting college decisions and eagerly anticipating walking across the stage in a few short weeks. SBAC testing has officially begun, and the juniors are working hard to demonstrate their understanding multiple days each week. This past weekend, we hosted our inaugural car show at MHS. A huge thank you to Mr. David Correira for his months and months of hard work getting this to be a reality for our students and community. This was a fundraiser for the Latino Club, and they showed up in a force registering cars, greeting attendees, and making it happen. We had classic cars parked all over campus with community partners, food vendors, and a lot of fun. We are looking to make this a yearly event and would love for all members of the community to participate. Thanks to the unending support of Ms. Tonkin, Monterey hosted a 2-day Spring Fest last week on Thursday and Friday at lunch in our Green Machine Plaza, featuring a student band and our custodian, Daryl, as a DJ. Monterey High School ASB also earned the Outstanding Leadership Program Award from the California Association of Student Leaders, or CASEL. Students from Monterey High will be attending the CASEL State Conference this weekend, and junior Kaylee Grunke will be accepting the award on our behalf. Our music program is attending the Aubrey Penman Music Festival this weekend in Sacramento to showcase our diverse talents. Wish them luck in the competition. Our open house carnival is also in 2 weeks on April 23rd, 2026 from 5:30 to 7. We are excited to welcome everyone from the community to this event. It is the 3rd year in a row we have held our carnival during open house, and it is always a huge hit. Lastly, the spring musical Once Upon a Mattress opens on April 30th at the Outdoor Forest Theater in Carmel. Please come and support our actors and technicians and see all of their hard work come together. That's all we have for this week. We hope everyone has a great week, and go Doors!
Thank you. Okay, how about Marina High? Maybe not. All right. Seaside High?
Good evening, Dr. Diffenbaugh, President Jennings, and the MPUSD board. We hope everyone had a wonderful day. My name is Aaliyah Escano, and I'm this year's junior class vice president. Currently, my favorite thing about Seaside High is the improvement on our sandwich shack. And on the behalf of Seaside High School, I'd like to invite the entire Seaside community to join us for our Spartan Night Market Carnival and Open House this Thursday, April 16th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. This event is a wonderful opportunity for everyone, not just families with current students, to visit our campus, take a tour, meet dedicated staff, teachers, and explore many clubs and activities we offer. Attendees can complete an activities passport for a chance to receive free tacos, and we encourage everyone to support our student clubs and athletic programs by shopping at this night market. We hope to see you there for an evening of community connection and Spartan pride. Our junior class has announced their 2026 prom theme, A Night in Rio Paradise. Our prom will be held in Elks Lodge in Monterey on May 16th from 7 to 10 p.m. In addition to this, prom tickets are currently on sale with rapidly rising prices as the weeks progress, starting at $55 for a single ticket while couples get 2 for $100. These tickets are available online and in-person sales are available during lunch. Coming up for a whole week, each Seaside High School leadership class will be hosting a lunchtime activity throughout the week on April 27th to May 1st. On Monday, our freshmen will be hosting ISA Freshmen, which will be charging $1 for a medium ice bucket and $3 for a large ice bucket. The next day, sophomores will be hosting Slima Sophomore for $1 each. Thursdays, juniors will be hosting Paya Junior for a price of $1 each. Finally, on the last day, seniors will be hosting Splasha Senior, charging $1 for a small bucket, $2 for a medium bucket, and $3 for a large bucket. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Dr. Diffenbaugh, President Jennings, and the MPUSD board. My name is Juan Ceballos, and I am this year's Link Crew president. Currently, my favorite thing about Seaside High is the lunch salads with Caesar dressing. This is the second part of our recap of amazing things that have taken place over the past 2 weeks. On Friday, April 10th, newcomer support staff and community school coordinator Hugo had our first ever newcomers night, which consisted of a night of collaboration with newcomer parents that involved graduation requirements, attendance, and school support. Gary Cannon, Teacher of the Year, guided parents through a classroom simulation at Seaside High School. He also demonstrated how to observe their own cells using a microscope while building a classroom of growth and trust with the parents. We ended off the night with a thrilling game of loteria, where we gave away prizes like tote bags and gift cards to our supportive newcomer parents. GEARP will be hosting Success Without a 4-Year Degree, a panel that will be happening during Flex, focused on CTE programs on April 15th and 22nd in order to provide more information and interest. The College and Career Center will also be collaborating with the Counseling Department and hosting a senior signing day on April 29th during Flex. That concludes the summary of all great things that are happening recently and all the amazing things that are to come. Thank you for your time, and that concludes our board report. And remember, go Spartans!
Thank you, guys. And we do not have a representative from Central Coast High School, so we'll conclude high school student representative reports and move to public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the Board of Education on matters within the jurisdiction of the board but not on this agenda may do so during the public comment period for up to 3 minutes. Each agenda item is limited to 20 minutes except public comment items 6A, 6B, and 6C unless the time limit is extended by a vote of the Board of Education. Public comments on specific agenda items are heard under that item. Let's start with students. Are there any student public comments? All right. Not seeing any, then how about just public comment, period? Anybody? All right. And we'll move to public agency communications. Is there any public agency communication? Okay, there you go. All right, and we will move now to presentation recognitions, military liaison, student superintendent report, upcoming events. It's my understanding we do not have a report from the military liaison, so we will go to Olson School Student Council presentation. Dr. Diffenbaugh.
Thank you so much. This is becoming a yearly tradition where Olson asks to come and present on everything that's happening within their leadership class. And so I'll turn this over to Dr. Jamie Lynch-Moore and team to take it away.
Good evening, MPUSD Board. My name is Emily Gioso, and I am the Student Council President at Olson Elementary School. I am very excited about this opportunity and am proud to show you the hard work our council has been doing to make Olson the best elementary school in the district. I would like to start from the beginning and tell you how we started our year. During lunch in August, there was an informational meeting for all students who were interested in running for student council. We were all given a paper that needed to be signed by our parents and our teacher, ensuring that students were good candidates for leadership positions and explaining the commitment. Then students made a poster to hang in the cafeteria and wrote speeches. On election day, 4th through 6th graders gathered in the cafeteria and 15 students gave speeches about how to make our school better. Then we cast our votes, placed them in the ballot box, and even got an I voted sticker to make the experience memorable.
Good evening. My name is Alexia and I'm the vice president. After elections, we elected 7 officers to our executive board. Then each class elected 1 or 2 class representatives to join the student council. We also have 5 amazing teachers who got us started and support us as part of our student council. One of the things that Olson does that makes us unique is our amazing Friday assemblies. During this time, a student council officer leads students in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Orca Pledge. Sometimes during assemblies, we raffle off prizes with our Orca Bucks, recognize students for showing Orca values, mindful moments, and everyone's favorite part, saying our Orca chant to end the assembly.
My name is Faye Ricks, and I'm the Student Council historian. One of the big things Student Council plans is our Spirit Days. One of our advisors bought trophies at a thrift store, and we have classroom competitions for classes that shown the most spirit. Some of our Spirit Days this year have been Cozy Comfy Day, Neon Day, and Vacation Day. Our favorite was Cozy Winter Day, where we got to wear whatever we felt was cozy to us, including pajamas, sweatshirts, sweaters, and more.
My name is Lila and I'm the Orca officer at Olson. This year we have done many school events including a canned food drive. Students were able to bring in canned and boxed food which was donated to those in need. However, our big initiative this year was Kindness Week. It was a lot of planning, a little stressful, but it was worth it. Student Council knew they wanted each day to have a focus, and we created special kindness cash for teachers to give students who were showing the focus of the day. We also let students use their Orca Bucks to purchase real-life carnation flowers, which was a big hit. At the end of the week, students used their kindness cash in a big raffle, and our winners received a VIP lunch with the vice principal and principal.
Our newest Kindness Week edition is our Kindness Presentation. During Kindness Week, our Student Council Executive Board split into 2 groups and presented in front of all of TK through 6th grade's individual classes, giving different examples of how we can be kind at home and school, how to use kind words, and how to be kind to our friends.
On April 27th, our Student Council will be hosting a pep rally to get ready for our State I-Ready testing. The entire student body will gather outside on the playground bringing motivational posters that classes made for other classes across campus. The idea is that the posters will provide a motivation to students and teachers will be able to hang them in their classroom over content-related things not allowed in testing. At the rally, students will be able to introduce focus funds that teachers will give out to students using testing strategies like double-checking work, using scratch paper, and taking your time to answer questions. Student Council will show off some prizes that can be won in the raffle at the end of each week using focus funds. Next, we would like to inform you on some upcoming events that will be going on at our school in the near future. Our closest event will be the STEAM Night on April 18th at 5 p.m. Next, we will have our pep rally on April 27th at 2 p.m. After, we will be having a bingo night on May 9th at 5 p.m. Following that, we will have our Music in the Park Festival at Great America on May 23rd. Lastly, we will have our 6th grade promotion on June 3rd at 8:30 a.m.
Finally, Emily and I host a Monday Minute every Monday morning and a Midweek Minute every Wednesday morning. During this minute, we update students on things going on around school. We give shout-outs to students and teachers doing amazing things around campus and finish them off with a quote of the day. As an example, Emily and I would like to redo our Monday Minute from yesterday.
Good morning, Olson Orcas. Today is April 13th. This is your president, Emily Gioso.
And your Vice President, Alexia Alvarenga.
And this is your Monday Minute. This Wednesday, we will have a student council work group meeting in Miss Moore's room from 1 to 2.
So make sure to come if you are in student council.
We would like to remind you that this Saturday is STEAM Night
So feel free to come to the cafeteria between 5 and 7
for pizza and fun. Also, on the 27th, we will be having our Testing Pep Rally
and
Orca Spirit Wear Competition. So make sure that you come to school wearing your Orca clothes and colors.
lastly, we have the quote of the day.
Small steps every day lead to big changes.
Have a great week, Orcas.
Monday Minute signing off. Thank you so much, and we hope for many more board presentations next year from all elementary and middle schools. Have a great rest of your evening.
Awesome. All right. Great job, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right, next we will move to receive presentation highlighting support and success of military-connected students. Dr. Diffenbaugh?
Yes, this is Month of the Military Child, and we're really happy to honor our military-connected youth. I had the honor of signing a proclamation with the head of the Naval and the Army posts at Marshall Elementary School. And so we thought it'd be appropriate to give a presentation highlighting the support and success of our military-connected youth. So I'll turn this over to Ms. McIntosh.
All right, good evening, Board President Jennings, Superintendent Diffenbaugh, Board of Trustees. We are here this evening to provide a little bit of an update about some of the work that we do for our military youth. What I'd like to share is that my colleagues and I are donning purple not just by coincidence, but because we're here to celebrate Purple Up. And so my colleagues will take it away to explain some of the work that we do together.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ms. McIntosh, and good evening, Superintendent Diffenbaugh, Board President Jennings, and trustees. Thank you very much for having us tonight. My name is Jay McKenzie. I am the school liaison for the Navy, and we are in the month of Purple, or Purple Up Day, and I love Trustee Ofstedal's idea that we not just celebrate it on the 15th, but we celebrate the entire month, and in fact, we do have so many activities planned for our schools related to Purple Up Month. And the main reason we're doing this is because of the children that we support. So what is Purple Up Day? Purple Up recognizes the resilience of our military-connected children, the resilience they have, the vital support. Oh, I'm supposed to do that? I didn't realize that. I apologize. I was wondering why that screen was stuck. Okay, so the month of the military child, we celebrate the resilience of our military-connected youth, and they play a vital role in the mission of our United States military, because if they don't feel supported, then we have problems that carry on with their families, and we don't want that. We want them to feel supported, and we want them to feel secure in their schooling, and that's very difficult for those military-connected children. So it's vital, the connections that we have for our military-connected children.
Good evening. As you guys know, my name is Blanca. I'm the Army School Liaison Officer. Good evening, PK Diffenbaugh, our superintendent, Mr. Jennings, board president, and board members. So this is my slide. I'm really proud of this slide. Purple Up is more than awareness. It's a responsibility to us. These students don't just change schools. They rebuild their lives over and over. And while they're doing that, they're navigating deployments, family transitions, navigating all the stress. And this is things that students don't experience on a normal, right? And so it isn't just about recognition, it's about action, it's about stepping into to create stability for them, connection, and to support where it matters the most. And so as you guys can read on our beautiful slide, military students may change schools up to 6 to 9 times during their K through 12 education.
So why purple? I'm going to answer Mr. Uchita's question that he asked me earlier, but why purple? Well, the purple represents the unity that we have in our military communities, and it's a blending or an amalgamation of the colors of the Navy, which are Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard, which is blue, the green for Army, and the red for Marines. Put those together, and the unifying color is purple, so that's why we call it Purple Up Day. Hopefully that answers your question, Trustee Uchita.
All right, and so the role of the school liaisons in supporting the students, right? So before I talk about the programs or partnerships, I wanna ground us in why this matters. Every time a military family moves, a child is starting over. A new school, new friends, new environment that can either feel overwhelming or it can feel supported. That's where our role comes in. We are the bridge that turns transitions into opportunities, the connection that makes students feel seen, and support system that ensures no child falls through the cracks. We work together. We don't just help students adjust, but we help them thrive. So as you guys can see, there are a lot of things that we do. We put a couple up there, but there's a lot of things that go behind the scenes that we do on a daily to support all these families, all these children, and that's what sets us apart in our roles.
And so that partnership hopefully results in an ideal experience for a student transitioning in the military. So in that partnership between the school, the district, the military community, and the community in general, hopefully we're supplying them with the supports and resources they need to thrive, as Blanca said. So what does it look like? So a student arrives in the middle of the year or beginning of the year from either another state or another country. And then within days, they reach out to military liaisons. Military liaisons make the connections to the school district, either directly or through the websites and other information that we have. During that process, if there is an issue with anything related to transcripts or special education, we may invoke the MIC-3, the Military Interstate Compact, to support those families. And then basically we're trying to make those connections between the families and the schools and the supports and resources that are available. One very, very important aspect of it is youth sponsorship. And youth sponsorship is a program that we have at 3 schools, and 2 schools right now, and La Mesa is was allowed a charter for it as well. Marshall, Monte Vista, and then soon to be La Mesa, as I mentioned. And youth sponsorship supports those children in transition. So when a student arrives on campus, they're greeted by a welcoming group of students who give them a tour, show them around, show them the ropes, get them connected to the school, make them feel welcome and comfortable in their new environment. And what's the impact on that? It's a smooth transition for all of the students, and that's what we want, because if that transition is smooth, then the parents' transition to their duty station is smooth as well, and that's our goal.
All right, so we have been in an ongoing partnership with our military community to support these students, and I do think it's worth acknowledging the impact that this partnership has had on their overall outcomes. So a couple of high points that we want to mention. So for our students, our military students in English language arts, they are actually, their performance remains consistently strong, with many of our students actually exceeding 60% or better in both the CASP and the iReady outcomes. Our middle school students are also showing steady growth, where they are increasing to 64%, and our 8th grade is maintaining mid 60% performance. A piece that I'd like to note about these celebrations is our military students in the partnership that we do in supporting them. They are actually outperforming most, if not all, of our subgroups in ELA and math across the board. We also ensure that our students are getting access and are successful in literacy in high school because of the transitions, we do need to make sure that our students are getting a high quality education and that they are able to transfer that education, that experience from state to state or transitions. And so our students are at a 61% meeting or exceeding standards in English language arts on the state assessment, California state assessment, and our STAR data, which is our local diagnostic assessment, shows that our students are 60% at or above benchmark in all grades 9 through 11 that take the assessment. For math, we're seeing similar outcomes. So our elementary math is showing that there's strong foundational performance and that multiple grade levels are sitting at mid to high percent of 50% range or higher. Our middle school, we're seeing a ton of success in our middle school areas in math. So our 6th grade is increasing to 58% of our students meeting or exceeding. Grade 7 is 42% and grade 8 is 46%. So that is all an improvement over time. And then our high school math, again, is showing notable gains over time. So we've moved from 25% to 30% on our state assessment. Our STAR data is showing strong readiness and that our students are at 55 to 65% at or above benchmark. So that means at or above grade level in high school math for all of our students. So while we know that both our English language arts and our math, we've dealt with some post-pandemic recovery patterns. We know that our military youth, with the partnership and the things that we've been putting in place to support them, that we are maintaining and progressing steady growth over time for our youth, military-connected youth. We also want to name engagement and stability. So when we know for our highly mobile population, consistency in attendance is such an important piece for them, and it's a strong indicator of belonging and stability for those students. And so a couple of celebrations, particularly around attendance, our students, their attendance is at about 90 to 92% across all months. So that is at or above average across the district, even as students are entering and exiting in our system. We also will note that our attendance has improved significantly across the course of the last 2 years. And while we've seen a little bit of a dip actually this last month, which was interesting, we've still considered to see a strong, stable attendance rate for our students. And what this indicates for us is there continues to be a strong connection with our partnerships and our supports for our families and our students, that they are feeling connected to school. We've also seen a significant reduction of out-of-school suspensions. So we know when our students are in school, they do better. And so we've moved from the over 3 years ago, 47 out-of-school suspensions to now only 1. Year to date for 25-26. And so that is the work of a team to support our students. And last but not least, our Interstate Compact makes sure to ensure that we are supporting students in high school so that they can graduate regardless of the state in a universal sort of on-track classes to ensure that students are getting are both ELA and math. And I'd like to identify that our 9th grade math and English are up 97% passing. So they are of all of our students who are military connected. Our 10th grade in English, our students are passing at 100%. So we have strong passing rates for our students who are military connected, who are in our high schools. And then finally, our English grade courses, and that's like the last year to make it and make sure that they're there. We're seeing a 90% passing rate across the board for our students so that they can finish strong and are positioned for graduation. So students are staying on track to graduate when they come into our system, and that despite the transitions with the partnership, we're able to continue to ensure that they're not derailed from success. Is this me?
I think that's you.
Okay, this is me. So, why we wanted to highlight, not only to name the celebration of the month of a military child and to Purple Up, but this work is a partnership and it takes a village to ensure that we're supporting our students. And so for us, we want to ensure that mobility does not mean disruption for our students. We want to make sure that we're creating a coherent experience for students so that regardless of what site they go to, they will get the same support, they will get the same access so that they can be successful. And we do know that strong systems create stability for our students. And so these partnerships that we develop are the amazing work of our military liaisons, the amazing work of our families who show up and ask for support and engage. Those partnerships absolutely matter to ensure that our students are successful.
And last but not least, I want to thank these schools for all these dates that we came up with and partnered with so that we can celebrate our military children. So as you guys can see, for April 8th, Marshall kicked off, like Superintendent said, our assembly and proclamation signing with the Navy and the Army. Tomorrow is National Purple Up Day, so I'm asking if all the schools that are listening to help us out, wear a little bit of purple just to celebrate our military children and families. On 20th April, La Mesa is going to kick off with a morning welcome and treats. La Mesa also on the 23rd is going to do Purple Up Day. On the 24th, Marshall is also going to do a celebration and a parade, and Seaside High School is also helping us with the JROTC. On the 24th, the same day, La Mesa is also going to do an assembly and proclamation signing. So thank you to those schools. I think we missed Seaside Middle School as well. They're doing a lot of internal things helping us out with contests, and we're going to do like pizza parties. I want to thank Seaside Middle School, La Mesa, and Marshall Elementary School.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Any questions, comments from the board? Questions, comments from anybody in the public? Just to be sure? All right.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you coming. Okay, we will now move to Superintendent's report. Dr. Diffenbaugh.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President, board members. Lots to report, lots of exciting things coming up. First, I wanted to announce that one of our students, Hunter Janis, is named the Every Student Succeeding Scholarship winner. He is currently a student at Central Coast High School. So for our AXA Region 10, we have a number of awardees, and so we'll have a big party with AXA later this month. Want to celebrate National Student Leadership Week. We have our student board members pictured, as well as other student leaders. The middle is there, I believe, in Central Coast, and then on the right, student speaker from Monterey High School. And I would say that I've seen expanded leadership classes at all of our high schools, which is really encouraging. Still more work to do, but it's exciting to see our students lead and share their voice about things that are important to them. Our District English Language Advisory Committee, or DLAC, is coming up. Our last meeting is May 27th. This will review the final LCAP goals and actions and plan for the next year. So please come. As a reminder, dinner and childcare are provided. It starts at 6 p.m. at Martin Luther King Jr. School of the Arts. And then wanted to announce or re-announce that one of our schools, Seaside Middle School, was named Purple Star School, joining La Mesa, Marshall, and Monte Vista TK8. And this Purple Star School is designated for schools that support the educational and social emotional needs of military-centered youth. And we really are thankful for the support we got from our military liaisons in applying for this and honoring Seaside Middle School for all their growth in serving our military-connected youth. Wanted to remind folks that we have our early college high school pathways starting both at Marina and at Seaside High School. Still time to apply, I believe, so consult your counselor. because I know the deadlines are coming up, and we're looking to get it in place for next year. And then there's a number of open houses, and this is a really great time to show off our schools and introduce students and parents to the schools potentially for their next year's school. So all of this is posted on our website. This is open not just for parents and students, but also for the community. So we encourage you to come out and visit our schools and learn all the great things that are happening across MPUSD. Finally, I have a little bit of a video, I think, right? Yes, okay, good. We're going to play this video just highlighting our adaptive PE program. That's my report for this evening, Mr. President and board members. Thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you. All right. Okay, now we'll move conference discussion and action. Item A, discuss and approve independent general obligation bond performance and financial audit for fiscal year 2024-2025 is presented.
This is one of those nights for Mr. Altemeyer, so he's going to take A through F.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're up.
All right, thank you. Good evening. Tonight we do have the bond performance and financial audit. So this is an annual audit that happens on the bond programs that we have in the district. So this evening we do have Kyle Montgomery from Christie White and Associates. They are the district's auditors, and they perform this audit for us each year. We don't have a presentation this evening because this is a pretty straightforward audit, but I did invite Mr. Montgomery here just to give a couple words about the report, and then if there's any questions. So, Mr. Montgomery, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Thank you very much, Ryan. I'm here to present the annual independent audit of the Measure I Bond Building Fund for the year ended June 30, 2025. This audit does have two primary objectives, one being the financial statement audit to determine whether or not the financials are materially presented as of the year ended June 30, 2025. And then the second being the performance audit objective. And what the primary objective there is to determine that the proceeds from Measure I bond issuances have been expended towards allowable projects and things of that nature as outlined by the Measure I ballot language. And so those are the two primary objectives that we have during the course of this audit for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2025. And we're happy to report that both of the opinions issued in this report are unmodified. So clean audit opinions with no findings, question costs, or other sort of deficiencies noted. So, good news there. The audit procedures and results are outlined in detail on pages 14 and 15 of the audit report. In the PDF, that's pages 19 and 20. And so what you'll see there is kind of just a brief summary again of the financial audit procedures and the performance audit procedures, diving into kind of what we do with the financial statements, internal control considerations, and then on the performance side, kind of what we looked at in terms of expenditures, personnel expenditures, bidding procedures, and change orders. So that's kind of the best couple pages you can refer to for a brief summary of the audit procedures and results. And again, clean audit opinions here with no findings to report. With that, I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.
Excellent. Thank you, Kyle. Any questions from the board? Okay. Any questions from the public? All right. Seeing none. We like when we see no findings everywhere. So is there a motion to approve the annual independent general obligation bond performance and financial audit?
I move to approve. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Velasquez and a second by trustee Hofstadel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery, appreciate it. Okay, item B, discuss and ratify amendment number 1 for McKim Design Group for Campus Improvement Project, Ord Terrace Elementary.
Thank you. So every project that we have, for the most part, that we go through with DSA, we're planning all of those sorts of things. There's an architect involved in that. As part of that, their fees are contingent upon the project cost. So as we change the project scope or we add to it that wasn't originally part of the architect's agreement, we bring amendments to the board to approve. And so this is an amendment 1 for the projects that are underway at Ord Terrace, or that were underway at Ord Terrace. And they're related to the changes that we made in scope. Most of those we requested. And so this is an amendment to reflect that additional work from the architect.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? All right. About questions or comments from the public? All right. Seeing none, I'll come back to the board. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Uchida and a second from trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item C, discuss and ratify award of bids for site projects at Martin Luther King School of the Arts and Seaside Middle School.
These were previously brought to the board for delegation of authorities because they were going to bid between board meetings. And so the board has reviewed these projects before, but these are the actual contracts and the bidding results for these projects. There's one at Martin Luther King School. There were a total of 5 bids, with Tomballson being the lowest responsive bidder, about $2.3 million. And then we had Seaside Middle School Modernization Phase 2. We had, 6 bidders, I believe there, and DMC Commercial was the lowest responsive bidder at $3.2 million.
All right. Any questions or comments from the board? Yes, sir. Please.
All the other items have a total, and this one doesn't. You gave us just now, but was that just an oversight?
Well, there's 2 different projects here. Are you talking about the
I just see everyone had not to exceed a certain amount. This one doesn't have that.
It's wording because we normally will bring one to the board, but because this has multiple, sometimes we combine them into one item, so we're not bringing multiple. So it's just a change in language, but because they're separate projects.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? All right. How about questions or comments from the public? All right. Seeing none, this is a discuss and ratify. Is there a motion?
I'll move to ratify.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Hofstadel and a second from trustee Sanders. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, item D, discuss and ratify sales quotation and agreement with Mobile Modular Management Corporation for purchase of 4 portable classrooms for the portable project at Marina High. Go ahead.
As Marina High continues to grow, we are in need of some additional space on the campus. So this would be bringing in 4 portable classrooms to the campus. And while this is also timely, is because as we look to modernize that campus, we'll need some additional space to move students around as we conduct some construction. So part of this is planning for the future, but also the immediate need of the campus as well.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? Go ahead, Mr. Uchida.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, it has to do with the money, but talks about the developer fee. It's coming out of our developer fees.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
it's not necessarily, well, is it not necessarily a budgeted item? Because it's a different pool of money, right?
Developer fees is a separate fund. So we collect developer fee impacts, our fees that are impacted by developments that are happening. So typically that's associated with growth, Marina being one of the communities that we are having new development. And so that funds can be spent on certain things. This would fall in line with that because we're adding additional capacity to the school site to meet the needs.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Is there a plan to replace these portables in the future with stick-built buildings?
So currently in the master plan, there's modernization for Marina High School, but it's not to replace the portables. It's to modernize the insides of the existing classrooms. So probably would have to take in the future, as we continue to get developer fees, that could be something that we looked at in the future, but it's not currently part of the master plan.
Okay. All right. One more time for the board. Any other questions from the board? All right. Go ahead, Mr. Sanders.
Do these portables include any forced air or HVAC?
Yes, they come, the portable units themselves come complete with that. They both, I believe they're both an AC and a heating unit, those portables.
Great, thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the board? All right. How about the public? Any comments or questions from the public? All right. Seeing none, I'll come back to the board. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Uchida and a second from trustee Sanders. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, next one, discuss and approve recommendation to reject bid received for Marina High School Snack Shack electrical project.
From time to time, as we solicit bids, the bids may come in either over our original estimates or for some other reasons where we may choose that we want to reject those bids and then go back out to bid. In this particular case, the bids that we received for the project came in over our estimates, so we wanted to reject those and go back and revise the scope so that we can get it down to where we think it's within the budgeted scope for the project. So that's the reason why we're asking the board to reject the bid this evening.
Okay.
I would just add one quick thing. There was only one bid on this particular project, and so you usually want to have multiple bids for competition purposes. And so sometimes when lots of projects are happening, contractors can't bid on all of them at once. And so we anticipate and hope bringing it back out will get additional bids to just this one contractor.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Go ahead.
Does this delay going to push back the completion of this, you think?
No.
No?
Yeah, we'll still stay on track. I mean, this was for the whole project. This is a small component of that, but it won't overall impact the scope or the timing of the project.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? All right. How about questions or comments from the public? Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Christina Dirksen, resident of Marina. My question goes to, while you said it doesn't push back the project, is it going to interfere with the next school year at all with concessions? And if so, is there any accommodation for that?
Yeah, so we don't anticipate this delaying it, so we will definitely be ready to roll by the first game to have the Snack Shack restroom completely operational. We anticipate it happening well before that first game, but we'll have it ready by then for sure.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the public?
Sorry, just one more. Just to add that our hope is that it will be ready by July 1, when students start practicing and et cetera. They'd have those restrooms available to them.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments from the public? All right. Seeing none, I'll come back to the board. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Uchida and a second from trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, item F. Discuss and approve recommendation to reject all bids received for the Marina Vista Elementary School Campus Modernization Project Phase 2.
Thank you. This is similar to the previous item. So for various circumstances, we may reject the bids. And so this particular case, we did have 5 bids, but we want to have an opportunity to go back and revise the scope and then take this back out to bid. So the project isn't stopped. It's just that we want to go back out, revise the bid, and take it back out to solicit new bids.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? All right, how about questions or comments from the public? Okay, and you don't think this will delay that project either? Or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, what are you going to say? Oh, you know, we always like to get under contract as fast as possible, but we're going to turn it around. So I don't think we'll have material delays to the project.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is there a motion on this item? Did I ask for public on that one?
Not yet.
I didn't. Sorry. Is there any public comment on this item? All right. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Uchida and a second from, I believe that was trustee Austel. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Altemeyer. All right, next, item G, discuss and accept the grant award for the 21st Century Community Learning Center supplemental grant for the 25-26 Ord Terrace Elementary Expanded Learning Options Program.
All right, well, thank you. So as you know, we have 21st Century Community Learning Centers, and Ord Terrace is one of our schools that operates that. And we were able to receive an extra supplemental $100,000 to help that program. So we're excited about that. Wanted to, the board gave direction to share grants when they were 100,000 or over. So this one made the cut, and we're ecstatic about it. Didn't know if there's anything you would like to add.
Yeah, I think the 21st Century Learning Grant allows us to increase the capacity of the number of students that we serve at the site. We also do that in tandem with the ACES grant, which is a state grant. The supplemental funding can be used only on specific things. So usually it can't be used during the school year. So we usually use it to support like summer programming and et cetera. This was a cherry on top in that it allowed us to look at additional supplemental materials above and beyond what we're able to purchase to be able to do this. So we're quite excited about the award.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? All right, how about comments or questions from the public on this item? Okay, we'll come back to the board. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. I'd like to accept mine like this.
I'll second.
A motion from trustee Uchida and a second from trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Awesome. Okay, next, item H, discuss and ratify service agreement with Amerigus Healthcare Staffing to provide behavioral technicians for the 2025 school year. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is an additional contract for the year to cover staff who are, we have vacant positions that require staffing. So we currently contract with Emergis, who has provided these staff. This additional funds will continue through, get us to the end of the year.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? Go ahead.
Can you roughly, how many positions or how many things are we looking at?
Yes, so this contract covers about 45 staff in addition to subs. And so the way it works right now is every morning when staff may call out, first Emergis backfills their own people who may have called out. And then we prioritize all of our classes and our positions across the district, and then cover as many as we can to provide support and the safety support and services for our students, primarily our one-to-ones.
How many, can I ask, how many BTs do we have in the district?
I'll have to get back to you on approximately,
It's probably a good, I mean, just from,
it's a considerable size, yeah, I mean, gosh.
no, I just, and their roles are so important for just everywhere throughout the school, not just the classroom, but the entire campuses as well, so it's an important.
Yeah, I think the last we looked, we were around 120, somewhere around there, but yeah, we can get that information for you. And behavior technicians are one role, and that's who Emergis supports us with, but we also in our district have special ed assistant twos and special ed assistant ones, so.
Okay, any other questions, comments from the board? How about questions or comments from the public on this item? All right, come back to the board. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Velasquez and a second from trustee Ofstettle. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll now move to item I, discuss and approve resolution 25/26-26, ordering an election, requesting the county elections department to conduct the election and request consolidation of the election. Dr. Diffenbach.
Yes, thank you. Per education code, the board must call an election and submit this resolution to the county superintendent of schools no later than August 26. So this is coming before you to give us time to do that and then give them time to work with the county elections department. There are 4 seats to be filled in the November 2026 election. Area 2, Area 3, Area 4, and Area 6. And attached to the agenda item, there's maps of each of those areas, as well as obviously the resolution and then the statement of facts. So this is a formal process that every school board goes through, and getting this done now will allow the next process to begin.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board on this item? I have one comment, just so everybody is 100% aware, I will not be seeking re-election. Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Did you say that twice?
I said that twice, will not. And there's no animosity from it. I just want y'all to know. It's time for Tom to go fishing.
All right. You deserve it, Tom. You deserve it.
All right. Anything else from the board on this item?
Just a quick question.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't know if I can. How many years have you been on the board?
I think it'll be, how long have you been here?
This is my 12th year, so
So
you're
it'll
longer
be
than me.
13 by the time I'm done. Probably 20, 21 years total in school issues between PTA and other things, so.
Well, thank you.
So, okay. Anything else?
I'd like to make a public, thank you for your service. We go back
We go back
to
a long way.
PTA at Seaside High, and your input, your consistency, your thoughtfulness for what you do for the district and for the schools, back as a PTA president, has always just been amazing. So thank you for your service.
Well, thank you, Mr. Uchida. I appreciate that. Okay. How about any public comment on this item?
Christina Dirksen, resident of Marina and one of your constituents. I just want to say, echo that. Thank you for your leadership on so many things. The landscape of Marina education has been fundamentally changed because of you. So I want to say thank you, and thank you to your wife and your family for giving you the time and the space to give this 110%. So thank you, Mr. Tom Jennings. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Anything else from the public? All right. We'll come back to the board. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Uchida and a second from trustee Saunders. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Education in one motion. There's no discussion of these items before the board vote unless a member of the board, staff, or public requests specific items be discussed and/or removed from the consent agenda. It's understood that the administration recommends approval of all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda will be considered to, hold on. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the members of the governing board shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended. Are there any items on the consent agenda board that you would like to have pulled for further information? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Ms. Dirksen. I don't think that's working.
The what I wanted to discuss or pull for discussion was in item G. And it's the it's the 8th service, the Learning Genie service that, yeah, I wanted to have further discussion on.
Okay, we'll pull that one for separate consideration. Any others? All right. Let's go ahead. Is there anything from the public on this item? All right, let's go ahead and approve everything except for item G. If there's a motion, please.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Trustee Sanders and a second from, I believe that was Trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, now we'll go to item G. Go ahead.
Do you have a direct?
Yeah,
would you like me to speak more to it, or how can I support?
Well, I was speaking with Ms. Ash a little bit before about AI policy, knowing that Learning Genie is like an AI tool that's used to place like pre-K students. I was a little bit concerned about like what are the specific, I have a few questions. What are the specific things we're doing, even considering like the standards that we have in the AI policy, so.
Yeah, thanks. So Learning Genie is not currently used as an AI tool. It's actually an assessment tool. So the state of California requires all transitional kindergarten and preschool students to be assessed using what they call the Desired Results for Developmental Profile, which is the DRDP. And so what Learning Genie does and allows our teachers to do is to collect ongoing observations about how students are doing on the DRDP, which is like a developmental continuum. That information then is determined and used to decide where they might be at on that continuum. And it's used to make decisions in professional learning communities about what supports to provide. And then it also is used to help communicate to families. So it directly communicates to families as a educational interface that the educators use. There are some AI components that could be used, but we are not using them. We're actually using them as an assessment tool to help us capture and use the data for how students are progressing developmentally.
So like collection of data isn't, like AI is not impacting that at all?
No, and any platform that we use that actually uses student information, we go through a process which is a data sharing agreement, and we work with our legals, and then we make agreements that is specific to any sort of data sharing and student privacy protection that has gone through our legal department.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions on that item? All right, any public comment on that? That's item G from the consent agenda. All right, seeing none, I'll come back to the board. Is there a motion for item G of the consent agenda?
I'll move to ratify. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from Trustee Ofstedel and a second from Trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, consent agenda is approved. Information items. Let's see. Receive a report of final sale of election. of the 2024 general obligation bonds, Measure A, Series A. Dr. Diffenbaugh.
Yes, I'll turn this over to Mr. Altmeyer.
Thank you. So this is just there's no action here. This is just a report of the sale that happened with the first issuance of Measure A, Series A. As you recall, we issued that several months back, focused on the purchase of the staff housing or the apartment complex. So we're just required to go over some of the high-level details of the bond sale, you know, who the brokers were, who bid on the bonds, and those sorts of things. So I'll go over that very briefly with you all. So as you know, the bonds are part of a financial tool that we use to finance the dollars that we use for the bond projects. And so this is voter-approved debt. And so there is interest rates assigned to that. And so we work with our financial advisors to try to pick a time that aligns with when we need the funds and also when the interest rates are favorable to us. And so you can see we picked a date in August where there was a dip in interest rates. You know, you can't always predict that, but based on some of the things that we were told by our financial advisors, so we had some favorable rates during that time. The district overall, as you recall, has a strong credit rating. So the district, we went through Moody's for our credit rating, as you're required to have one if you have a bond that you're going out for a sale on. We work with our financial advisors and our legal advisors to work all of that through that with Moody's. And we covered lots of things with them. We went over all of the trends in the market, went over the district's stability, our finances, to get that credit rating. And that helps us get favorable rates when we go out to market for the bonds. This is a list of the bidders on the bond. So how it works is the bid day, when you list the bonds out for bid, you'll open them up for a short period of time. The brokers will put in their best offer for those. And then our financial advisors go in the back end, calculate those deals to make sure that whatever interest rate that they said they were going to provide is accurate based on their proposal. And so in this case, we had 13 bidders on the bond, and Morgan Stanley was in this case, they had the lowest interest rate, and that was a 4.386. In addition to that, the bonds, as you can see here, this is a rough net bond repayment schedule. So this is how the bonds will be repaid over time. So the objective was to issue $60 million, which we did, and keep the tax rate under $50 per 100,000. And so all the bonds were issued traditionally, and so that amount of money is available to the school district, and the repayment ratio is 1.73%. That just means for every dollar borrowed, 1.73 cents is paid back. And this is another positive for the taxpayers. So the bond amount that we went out for the issuance was $60 million. But to get this, there was a premium that the broker paid in favor of the taxpayer. So even though the bond amount was $60 million, they paid an additional 3.5 premium above that. So that sits in the county treasury as part of the repayment plan for those bonds. So that's a benefit to the taxpayers. So overall, we received around $59.4 million because there was a cost of issuance for the bond sale of about $534,000. And then that 3.5, again, it doesn't come to MPUSD, that stays with the taxpayers as a credit. And this is just a breakdown, so if you were interested in what goes into the bond issuance and all of the fees that we have to pay along the way to the various different agencies. But overall, for $60 million, we paid about $534 million in fees. Again, this was just kind of the timeline, just to refresh your memory on what we did. We passed the resolution in June 24th of 2025. We had a meeting with the credit agency on the 15th of July 2025. We posted our official statement on July 29th, and then the bond sale happened on August 12th, and then we received the funds shortly thereafter on the 26th of August. And that concludes my presentation.
All right. And I think you slipped and said 534 million. Yeah. It's 534,000 is what we paid, right?
534,000. It seems like
okay.
That, you know,
I was like, wait, for 60 million we paid 500?
No,
never mind.
No, that would be good.
Okay, no worries. All right. Any comments or questions from the board on this item? Any comments or questions from the public on this item? All right. Seeing none, we'll come back to the board and now move to item B, review and discuss board policies reviewed by the Board Policy Committee. Dr. Diffenbaugh.
Yes, the Board Policy Committee met and reviewed a number of board policies which are attached to the agenda. There are two items I want to communicate. One is there was a board policy regarding board member compensation that was reviewed by the Board Policy Committee. It is not listed in the items tonight. That's going to come back for the full board to have a discussion at a later date when we have a little bit more time. And so wanted to highlight that in case you were tracking, if you came to the Board Policy Committee, just making sure that everyone knows that's going to come at a later date. Secondly is there was a board bylaw 9322, which we had a question about because it had language that said if there is a board member who is attending a meeting remotely, that you had to wait for the public comment time period to end before you could move forward. And so we looked a little bit closer at the government code, and that is intended for boards that have one single public comment period for all items on the board agenda. The way that we have operated is that we allow public comment on each and every item, and therefore the language used there is that we just allow reasonable time for people to participate. So I think that's up to the board president and the board, but kind of as we have operated, not rushing through, but asking for comment, waiting if it's online for people to raise their hand, those types of things, I think would be considered reasonable time. So wanted to provide that clarity. Thanks for flagging that for the Board Policy Committee to flag that for us to do a little bit more research. So with that, I'll take any questions, or we're prepared for any questions. As a reminder, if there aren't any substantive things to discuss on these, then it comes forward at the next board meeting under a consent item.
Okay, any comments or questions on the board policies? Go ahead, Trustee Velasquez.
Just a comment as one of the newer board members. So being that we are missing 2 members tonight, do we happen to know if they had any questions? Or because the next time it comes up, it's just we're going to be voting on it, correct? So we'll still have some discussion though, or
If need be, yeah, of course,
Okay.
we can always pull it from the consent agenda and have more discussion if you know the board members that aren't here do have questions on any of those.
All right, thank
We can
you.
absolutely pull it. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the board? How about questions or comments from the public?
Since I'm here, Christina Dirksen, resident of Marina. We didn't watch or attend the committee meeting on the compensation matter. Will student trustees get compensated? And if not, might there be something other, like a scholarship or something, that might be entertained for their service?
Yeah, so that will be part of the larger discussion. So there is language in the new law that does allow, that gives parameters for how much school board student members can be compensated or how, and there's some different options. So those will all be part of the larger discussion at the board level, and I think that's part of the reason why board members wanted to make sure it was very transparent, because it's dealing with compensation, not just for student trustees, but for the entire board, based on the size of your district, you know, et cetera. And we've seen in other school boards or localities, it become pretty contentious, you know, and so we just want to make sure it's very transparent and everyone can come and communicate their perspective on it before a vote is taken. But that will be part of the conversation.
Okay. Any other public comment on this item? All right, one last call for the board. Any questions, comments? All right, great. Then we will move now to communication for board members. Board communication is an opportunity for board members to share with the public events, activities, and other communication that they deem relevant to the public. It's understood that items raised during board communication section are not on the agenda, and no further discussion, pardon me, will occur on any item shared by board members. I'm going to start on my left, Trustee Dirksen.
Yeah, so there's a few things going on. So I wanted to say thank you to the American Legion Post 694 Marina for selecting me as their candidate for the Girl State program. Very honored to be also representing MPUSD in that manner. There's no other candidates, sadly, but the American Legion is trying really hard to encourage Marina students to go there and apply. There's so much opportunity, so much scholarships. There's a youth commission. So yeah, trying to stimulate some student leadership within the American Legion. And then through the American Legion on May 5th, on Tuesday from 3 to 5, there will be a teacher appreciation mixer for Marina High School faculty, also at American Legion Post 694. I also wanted to say a congratulations to the schools who participated in Model UN this Saturday, hosted by Middlebury Institute of International Studies, including Monterey High School, who walked away with awards, and also the MPUSD authorized school, ISM. They had a middle school board that was really fun to watch. And that's all for my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Hernandez? No? Okay. Trustee Saunders?
This will be a shameless plug for the New Cannon Theater Company. Last year, I worked for the company as an actor somehow, some way. I was in the production of Othello. This summer in June, we will be producing and showing Romeo and Juliet. So, I am not Romeo. Nor am I Juliet. But it'll be fun. The productions are held at the Forest Theater in Carmel, so it's not in the district, but I invite any parents, children interested in theater to come check it out. We do good stuff. So it'll be at the Forest Theater starting on June 12th, running through the end of the month.
Awesome. Super. Thank you. Trustee Uchida? No? Trustee Osto?
I just want to express my gratitude to all of the people who are behind the scenes at our meetings. This was a very dense meeting that is wrapping up in an ideal time, so I just wanted to express my gratitude.
Thank you. Trustee Velasquez?
Yes, I do have some stuff. Okay, so let's see here. The first thing is, as you guys know, I've been researching the aviation pathway. And so I have given PK a couple of contacts, one being the Sacramento City College. They have an airline maintenance and air traffic control program. So he did get to meet with them via Zoom. And then also because of that, another institution is interested in possibly working with us or seeing if they can do something. And that is the Aviation Institute of Maintenance, or AIM. They're out of Fremont, California, and they have an aircraft mechanic program. Also, OBAP, I think it's the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. They are having a summer program. We've had students attend I think a couple years back, but they are in Los Angeles, Sacramento, and San Francisco. It's a summer program, I believe it's 2 weeks, and they introduce them to all the career pathways for the airline industry. They even get to sit behind airplane simulators. So kind of play with that a little bit. The registration is open until July of this year, and then I believe the camp is at the end of July. Let me see. And then also, as promised, we are giving away 6 Men's Warehouse suit rentals valued up to $250. There's going to be 2 given away for each high school, so 2 for Marina, Seaside, and Monterey. The registration went live today, and unfortunately for Marina, because Men's Warehouse did take a little while getting back to us, their drawing is actually this Friday. So those students will be picked at midnight on Friday, and then I will email the names in to Coach Tasha so that she can announce them in the morning announcements on Friday, and then drop off the signed coupons. And then Seaside and Monterey will have their drawing next Friday. And same thing, I'll pick the students at midnight and then email it so that they have it for the morning announcements. I also was able to meet with Joanne Krajewski. She is the new history librarian and archivist for the Monterey Free Libraries, and basically is working on digitizing pretty much everything to try to make everything accessible to the public. I've also connected her with PK because she's also looking to digitize the yearbooks, because we have a lot of community members that will contact our Monterey County Free Libraries asking, oh, do you know if you have the yearbook from 1970 from Monterey High or Seaside or whatever. And so she actually doesn't have any MPUSD yearbooks. So I did connect her with PK so that hopefully we can get those available to the public. I also attended the All-In Equity Conference every year. It's very inspirational. There was a very cool workshop on oceanography software. They also discussed the proper use of reading assessment materials. Pretty much every time I attend the workshop, I learned something new, including the fact that they do cover parking, which I did not know that the previous years I've gone and paid. So that was nice. Oh, and they gave us these little journals. So it says, may you be proud of the work you do, the person you are, and the difference you make. So I was very happy about that. Also, Special Olympics is looking for student volunteers for all sports. I did speak with PK, and he did say that they would get community service hours for that. Most of the sports are about an hour to 2 hours each one. Currently, we're doing track and swimming and bocce ball. So bocce ball is here in Monterey. Track is at Palma High School in Salinas, and swimming is at the Sports Center, which I think there's only 2 more weeks of that. But then next will be soccer and softball. So we can always use student volunteers for that. And then the last thing was, no, there was one other thing. Oh, I also attended I don't know how to explain this. So basically, there was a gentleman during enslavement that he was known for making these pots. He was known as Dave the Potter. So it was like a history event. He was supposedly supposed to be uneducated, but he specifically made these pots where he made these inscriptions that were in beautiful cursive, using a terminology that someone uneducated would not use. One of his famous pots right now is the Cantonation pot that is currently at the San Francisco Museum of Art. And I guess the presentation, I found out, ended up being held because there is an act called the Antebellum African American Cultural Property Ethical Provenance Act, where they're looking to reclaim items from that time period. And so this gentleman made about 40 plus clay pots with these various inscriptions on them, but the family has none of them. And so, except for one, actually, the Boston Museum of Art did return one, but the other 40 pots are in different collections. And so, just like the same, I can't remember the name of the Native American Act, but there was one for the return of Native American artifacts, and so this would be for the African American community. And that is all.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, we'll now move to board requests. Board requests are an opportunity for board members to request future items to be added to the agenda by the agenda setting committee, or to request information to be provided by the superintendent or designee to the board. At a future date and time, it's understood that items raised during the board request section are not on the adopted agenda. Therefore, no further discussion will occur on the items. I'm going to go ahead and go right back over here to Trustee Velasquez, board request.
My request was actually answered. So a community member said that normally when we show the maps, they're not clear enough to see the actual street borders, but in this attachment for the meeting, you actually can see that. So that was going to be my request tonight, is that if we could have a clearer map.
Excellent.
For each area.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Okay, Trustee Ofstedel. Board request.
I'm not really sure when to ask this. I've kind of mentioned it before, but looking forward to graduation and 8th grade promotions. I want to have us consider maybe only having the president, vice president, and the reps from that town be forward for shaking hands, so the students don't have as many adults to shake hands with while they're crossing the podium. So it's less obtrusive, and also allows them time on the stage to face the audience and celebrate with their family. So they're not shaking hands all the way across and then go off the stage. So I don't know how to navigate that conversation, but I wanted to put it out there before I forget.
Okay. Do you got that down? All right. You know what? Okay, got it. We'll talk about it. Okay. Trustee Uchida, board request. Trustee Sanders, board request.
I think I might have mentioned it last time, but just when it's possible and when there is something to report, would love report on the progress of the 7-Eleven committee.
Okay. Trustee Hernandez. Trustee Dirksen. No? Okay, great. And we will now move to advanced planning. Our next meeting is April 28th. It is a town hall gathering on the LCAP, and it will be located at Seaside High. Don't forget, and show up here because you'll be at the wrong spot. I've done that. All right, so now we'll move to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from Trustee Velasquez and a second from Trustee Ofstedel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We are adjourned. Thank you.